Happy New Year, everybody. I'm back. The first video recording of the year. I wanted to get back into some Morissette. I'm going to be doing a lot today, hopefully. So, but this is the first one I want to get into. This is another Morissette song. This is probably the most requested Morissette song I've gotten since I started on this journey. From what I heard, it is her original. It's Akin. Sorry if I butchered that. Featuring Kiko's out, Salazar, and Day One. And this is live at the Throps for Underdog Music. So I've been told that this is crazy. So obviously it's kind of hard to be surprised at this point by Morissette because of what I've already seen. But I'm excited to see more of what she can do with her voice and her overall just charisma, right? I think those are the two main things that I pulled. Obviously her voice she's immensely talented, right? That's pretty much a given. With her crazy octave range. Her charisma too in her videos from what I've seen and live on stage is pretty incredible too. So that's a whole part of this being an artist, right? It's not just can you sing, can you play an instrument, but can you also perform? Can you have charisma? Can you get the audience, keep the audience engaged, right? Those are all key things. And she's killing it in every regard. So I'm excited to get into this. While you're here, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Helps the channel out a lot. If you do end up liking what you see here, I do have a Patreon. It is not required or expected, but it does help me out and help the channel out a lot. Can't speak today. Most of that money goes into the channel. So it is obviously very helpful to the channel if you do support. So I do appreciate that. And I also have YouTube memberships as well. Both areas there. There's exclusive videos specifically on Patreon and YouTube. Right now, my first TV show reaction is up there for Dexter. I will be getting into Better Call Saul on a lot of cool shows there. And soon to be doing my first movie reaction on there as well. So a lot of cool stuff there, including perks like being able to request songs specifically for yourself. And I will do those. Those will be put to the top of the list for everybody. You have member messages, member shout outs, all great stuff there on Patreon and on YouTube membership. So again, not required or expected, but it does help the channel out a lot. Okay, now that the business side of it is out of the way, I'm excited to get into this. As you can tell, I'm fumbling over my words and I'm rusty. I haven't recorded a video in a bit. So all right, without further ado, let's get into this. This is Morissette Akin featuring Kiko's Salazar and Day One.
It's very, very close to all our hearts, including Kuya Ad and everyone here. This is for you guys.
Bakit hindi mo maramdaman ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga? Ako sa'yo'y kaibigan lamang. Paano nga ba't di ko matanggap? At ako pa ba'y ibigin pa? Ang dinarasal makikiusap na lang.
Okay, before we go into the next section, the way she's able to use that low register, right? Obviously, it can be more difficult for men to use a higher register and more difficult for women to do a low register. Obviously, there's exceptions to every rule, but generally speaking, and I'm generalizing, shoot me, that's the case. For her, it was no problem. Not only is she going low, but she's doing it with protruding very little air out of her mouth, right? Once you get to a certain point when you're singing like that, it's very hard to not only have tone but keep that tone, and she does it perfectly. There's something else I wanted to say. Oh, I didn't realize that she spoke English so well. I know she's Filipino, right? So I figured she was Filipino, but I didn't know. I learned something new again. So let's go back a lot because I want to hear that low register again.
Ikaw sa akin ay mahalaga. Ako sa'yo'y kaibigan lamang.
That's great tone or control of her dynamics too. How loud and soft she can get.
At ako pa ba'y ibigin pa?
have to mention it. I really like the funky tune behind it. Obviously, funky people think funk, people think like upbeat and like faster pace, but the beat is funky, right? It's syncopated. There's a lot of offbeat hits on the drums and on the bass. That's funk in a nutshell. I really like that groove in the background to go along with her singing. Again, most of this is singing very softly, and it actually takes a lot of work to control your tone in that. Now, I know some of it's for performance, but you can kind of see, even where I stopped it, a little bit of strain in her face, right? And she's doing a lot of the jaw movements to kind of get her vibrato and the sound that she wants. Like subtle techniques, right, that the great singers have. She's doing a great job. She's going in and out of kind of being in that very whisper singing, almost, I like to call it, to her normal singing. But you can barely tell when she's not in, when she switches over. Again, master at work. I think what's crazy about this too is the whole band is doing this without, like, I mean, I'm sure they have front monitor speakers. For those of you who don't know, you either have the earpiece, right, to monitor everything around you, or you have speakers on the front of the stage to monitor for that are called monitor speakers at the band, so the band can hear themselves. I'm assuming that's the only thing they have, but honestly, the top tier musicians or the overall better musicians normally have like the ear monitors, so I'm surprised they don't. But I don't know this venue, right? So it does give it more of like a relaxed feel to me, which is really cool. Ooh, that squeak. There we go. Okay. As a musician, what happened there? Somebody misplayed a wrong note. It happens. It's live. People get into the groove. They hit the wrong note. I've done it plenty of times. The top tier musicians have done it plenty of times. But what she did was she heard it, kind of looked back, mentioned it, and moved on. That's the best thing you can do on stage, right? If you harp on it, I've seen some musicians where they like hit a wrong note or sing the wrong verse, and they start the song completely over. I think that gets you out of the groove a little bit. Ooh. Do it. Sing that shit. What the?
Where was that really going? We took it to church. Skirt, skirt.
So I wanted to stop it, but I also didn't want to stop it for that whole what was that? Fucking basically a minute of runs. It's really cool. I'm gonna go back to it and watch it again, but it's really cool when the band and singer, right? They're all linked together, right? She started doing her runs, right? And then the band started slowly gaining momentum. She started gaining momentum. The whole band kind of started soloing, right? The bass player started playing more funky riff. The guitarist was soloing. That's when she smiled. That's when I started laughing because everything kind of like came together. And it sounded like this whole thing was almost like, yes, it's a song of hers, but they're kind of like riffing off of each other, which is really cool. As a live musician, I love that stuff. I want to go to her runs and we're going to break that down a little bit. I want you to pay attention to like everything she's doing. Like, yes, part of it's for show, but everything she's doing is there's a reason for it, right? Her moving her head back from the mic. She knows that she's going to be a little bit louder. Her dynamic's going to go a little bit higher. So she's pulling from the mic so it doesn't clip, right? Also, that's her partially getting into it too, but her mouth movements, all those things have to do with tonality and have to do with the volume of your voice. Like all that stuff, when she shapes her mouth like that, again, it gets that kind of lighter tone, but it also helps with vibrato. And she's right, man. They're taking us to church right now. Right? We got the backup singers singing everything. We got the piano again. Everybody's gaining in intensity and she's doing all these crazy ass runs. little
Really going.
little jazz blues riff at the end. That's like Blues 101 right there. You see at the end there when she starts singing softly, right? The microphone's pretty much back pushed up against her mouth so they can hear it. Again, she's pulling it away to give that kind of fade out effect. She could do it with her voice, but it's less wear and tear in your voice if you do it with just the microphone, using her tools to her advantage, right? See? Right, push that back against her mouth. Holy Moses. Yeah, man. I have a Morissette, like, I'm surprised that she's not more. I think America has an issue, and it has to do with the mainstream and their hold on the media, but I don't understand how artists like Morissette aren't more well known, you know? Like, again, another person that should be a household name for one of the better singers out there. Dimash is one of them. Like, they're prominent online, they're prominent in other countries for sure. I'm not taking that away from them. That's great. And honestly, they probably have more fans outside of America than they would if they were just like, you know, homegrown in America. Honestly, a lot of music like comes through America in the sense of like, there's all these countries that have music that are created by musicians from their countries that are massive hits there, right? But I think, I don't really know what I'm trying to get at. I just want them to be known in America. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't want to get into trouble with stuff I'm going to say, but honestly, the mainstream music has a stranglehold on all of media and all of YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and all of these social platforms where they want to put out there what they want you to hear. And that's unfortunate for artists like Morissette, who unfortunately aren't as well known as they should be. But it is what it is. This has 216,000 views, right? So it is what it is. I'm probably going to watch, I have the other one here ready to go for the Wish 107.5. I'll probably do another video for that because it's another performance that I want to watch of this one because this performance was crazy. But yeah, man, I don't really know what else to say because like Morissette's amazing, right? Like there's no other way to say it. Anyways, if you like that, if you like my content, again, please make sure to join the Patreon. Link is in the description below. I really do appreciate the love and support you guys have been showing me. Please do remember that good vibes are contagious.